Attention, Mike 10. Task is perform first aid for a suspected fracture. Conditions are going to be during daylight. It's going to be a left leg fracture at the shin. All right, during test day, it'll be marked roughly where his knee pad is, which isn't on his knee, it looks like. It'll be marked with either a moulage kit, some fucking white engineer tape, medical tape, something of that nature. All right, so should be able to find it pretty easily. Test standards, you'll have 3 minutes to perform first aid for a suspected fracture in sequence. On test day, while you guys are sitting down there, this will be the first blurb you hear. I am Staff Sergeant Metz, be your grader for individual testing station, perform first aid for a suspected fracture. During this phase of testing, you will be evaluated on perform first aid for a suspected fracture. If you have any questions before we begin, that is the point where you'll ask any final questions, all right? From there, we'll tell you to move forward up to the ready line. The ready line, you'll hear this. Let me have your attention. At this point, you see a casualty who has a leg that you think is broken, and you must perform first aid for a suspected fracture in sequence. 3 minutes to perform first aid for a suspected fracture in sequence. Do you understand what you must do? If you look at me with fucking lost ass eyes and you say no, you're gonna hear that same thing again. If you still look at me with lost ass eyes and you say no, it would behoove you to get the fuck out of my line and go back to the fucking standby station and relearn the task, all right? Instead of moving forward and getting a no-go when you know you're already fucked up, all right? At any point, if you have to have them repeat that, I gotta shit real quick and just disappear. Get your fucking score sheet back and disappear, gentlemen. Go retrain on that site and then come back when you're actually ready to test it. All right, that point you'll move forward into your bay. You'll be given the ability, within reason, 10 to 15 seconds to inventory your equipment and place it within reason around the casualty. You can't start putting shit on the casualty, but I've got no qualms with, you guys want to grab 4 of those, throw them over your shoulder real quick, whatever. You got about 10 to 15 seconds to do that, and I'll be like, candidate, you have zeros on the clock. Candidate will be like, yeah, Roger, I have zeros on the clock. Time begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time starts. All right, first step is gonna be to reassure the casualty.
You're gonna be all right.
All right, casualty's reassured. Second step is going to be use splints that reach above and below the fracture to the next joint. Do a quick test fit, make sure that they're above and below the next joint, knee and ankle. All right, step 4 is obsolete because you're using SAM splints. Step 5 is gonna be, correction, step 3. Check blood circulation below the fracture before and after, all right? To do this, you're gonna need to remove any constricting clothing. Knee pad is constricting. If they have a knee pad on, take it off. If they have a pro mask, pop that strap. Take their boot off. It's not a performance measure, but you can't check for circulation and check the blood flow if you don't take the fucking boot off. So go ahead, take that boot off. If their boot blouses are tied, untie the boot blouses. If they have the rubber band boot blouses on, remove those, all right? Again, it's a broken leg, suspected fracture, so be a little ginger with them. Don't fucking manhandle them, create more damage than heal. It's just kind of rude. All right, at this point, it's a good idea to go ahead and set it up on his boot. It's going to give you about a 1 to 2 inch gap underneath to run those cravats so you're not manhandling his leg anymore. All right, so he's got all of those retarded things off. Circulation's good. Now he's going to check the pulse, all right? Check the pulse. He's going to go on the outside of the ankle, checking that little fucking cavity behind the ankle, or he's going to check right on top of the foot, looking for a pulse. Roger. He's going to move on to the next step. Going to use at least 4 ties, 2 above and 2 below the fracture, to hold the SAM splint in place. Casualty is alive and responsive. He's just got a broken leg. He can still do things, such as you asking him to hold the splint in place. All right. Casualties are going to be privates that fail out. Simple as that. All right. They're going to be disgruntled, but they will do what the fuck we tell them to do. So if we tell the casualty to assist you, if you ask, they'll assist you by holding that in place, but they're not going to tell you what you need to do, all right? So he's going to tie 4 ties with square knots, 2 below and 2 above the fracture. Square knot, left over right, right over left, all right? When you're having the casualty hold it, tie 1 low, tie 1 high, and then let him lay back down, all right? He's in enough pain as it is. You don't need him sitting up the whole time. So once he gets those tied with the square knot, nice and tight, 1 up and 1 down, he'll go ahead and have the casualty pull his hands out and lay back down. Something to help you guys out, he's struggling with it right now. This cravat's part of the thing you should do. Go ahead, twist them up, all right, to where they're nice and tight. That way you're not fucking dealing with those free running ends flapping all over the place. This is a lot easier to deal with than this is when you're trying to tie knots. All right.
And we can do that before time starts?
You guys have 10 to 15 seconds to inventory and prep your gear within reason.
Okay, Roger.
Neck is not kind to him. Might want to lose that for test day, Haas. Find ways to build efficiencies, guys. I like to run them underneath his leg, all 4 of them. That way they're sitting right there, and then tie them one at a time. All right, he sits up, he holds onto that while I run him through, and then I tie him real quick. Tie the top, bottom, he can lay back down, I can tie the middle too. All right, once you tie all 4 of those and they're nice and tight, you're gonna go ahead and mobilize the leg to the non-fractured leg, all right? Using your last 2 cravats. Place those legs together, run one above the fracture and one below the fracture, tie a non-slip knot on the outside of the right leg.
Non-slips on, does it have to be the square knot on the right hand side?
What other knots do you know that you tie that way that are non-slip knots? Granny knots are non-slip knots. The only knot I can think of, honestly, is a non-square knot, or a non-slip knot is a square knot. What about you, Ranger?
That's what I'm trying to think, but for this,
If you could make an end-of-line bowling work,
yeah, square knot's gonna be the fastest by far, and easiest, and non-slope.
Don't even mention that line bowl line. You guys would not get that in time. Get it that tight.
I could do fucking 20 of those in
Okay.
this time.
With these cravats, it'll be tough.
Huh? 20? I'll do it with 550 right now. All right, so once he's done that, next thing he's gonna do is he's gonna check for pulse again.
All right.
All right, check for pulse. Now he's gonna check, make sure the splint is tight. Simply gonna grab the 2 SAM splints and attempt to shift them up and down. All right, right now he would be a no-go at this station. I can already see it. I'm gonna grab this. Maybe not. So this one, way too loose. All right, way too much travel. If it's traveling like that, like this one's pretty good in place. But this one, I'm getting inches of travel out of. All right, that's gonna be a no-go. So you're checking for tightness. And then the last step is going to be what?
I'm going to continue to assess him for further life-threatening injuries and seek higher medical aid.
Seek higher medical aid. All right, continue.